Hi, this is Cameron back again for another Vinyl Finds video. This is a short one. I'm only featuring 8 albums. I've decided to make shorter videos. Also, in the last week or so, it's been harder to find the same number of sealed albums, so I always try to get good condition. I do have 4 sealed albums for $1. 3 of the other albums were $1 a piece, and then 1 album was $3.95, and I'll point that out when I show you. So the first one is Yardbirds reuniting as Box of Frogs, playing blues in 1984. They got some radio play, made some videos too for MTV. So this was sealed. I've unsealed it to listen to it. Okay, some UK light jazz, Kenny Ball, Midnight in Moscow. So Kenny Ball and his Jazzmen. This came out in 1962. I haven't listened to this yet, but I did check out quickly a little bit on YouTube. Now, quite a common band to find here in Canada, a progressive rock francophone band from Ontario called Cano, and this is their final album in the 80s called Visible or Visible. Came out in 1985. They're getting a little bit more mainstream and less of a progressive rock band at this time, and they mix French and English in their lyrics. This was sealed. It's an upgrade for me. I already had this album, but a sealed album I didn't have. Another sealed album I picked up. I visited Cape Breton, which is part of Nova Scotia. It's famous for its fiddle music. So this is the Cape Breton Symphony Fiddle, Pure Cape Breton, a souvenir album with Buddy McMaster, believe uncle of Natalie McMaster, who's gotten famous in the last while, at least in Canada folk circles. So Buddy McMaster is known as the sort of the godfather of Cape Breton fiddle music. Now this album really disappointed me. I loved the Four Seasons, at least I thought I loved the Four Seasons with Frankie Valli and their rock, and this is called Recorded Live on Stage with the Four Seasons. Somehow, this is about 1964 or 65, somebody convinced them to maybe try to sell albums to the parents of their fans. They're playing 40s and 50s pop tunes like Mac the Knife and Como Si Bella and all sorts of other songs, but they're not playing at all Sherry or any of their other famous songs. They make reference to it, they allude to their hits, but they don't play them. Very, very strange. This was an extremely disappointing album to me. Now, out of South Africa, male choral band, Ladysmith Black Mambazo, Journey of Dreams. This came out in 1988. You've all heard Graceland with Paul Simon and Ladysmith Black Mambazo. So this is more of the same without Paul Simon. Of course, they started out before they knew Paul Simon, and then Paul Simon hooked up with them for the Graceland album. Now this was a really interesting album. This is the one I paid $3.95 for. This is Shaun Phillips. Now, if you've seen my Desert Islands video, you'll know that Shaun Phillips is one of my very favorite artists. This is called First Impressions. It's a reissue. It originally came out in 65 and 66. And I'd have to say, compared to his later music, he doesn't let loose vocally the same way he does later on. Later on, it's like as if he doesn't really care what anybody thinks about how to peg him as far as what kind of music. Here he's playing much more restricted kind of folk rock. And then finally, from 1986. Some new wave from the UK. Seek Seek Sputnik. Flaunt It. So that's it for my Vinyl Finds video. Just 8 albums this time. I hope next time I can show you some more albums. But it looks like my source of sealed albums has gone dry. I'll have to go check them out in the next couple of days just to see if maybe I can dig up a few more. But last time I went, I only came out with 4, whereas the previous time I'd come out with like 40. So I think I've picked it over pretty clean. Anyways, leave your comments, and look forward to hearing from you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.